Happy to welcome you to our Miami Hurricanes camp report. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. speaking to you from the Carol Sofer Indoor Practice Facility here in Coral Gables. Today, we're going to talk with defensive ends coach Wright and defensive end Chantz Williams. Last year, Miami had 30 sacks. They will get after the quarterback.
That they will. They're getting excellent coaching. Coach Wright is experienced as a coordinator, experienced as an NFL player, played at a high level in college, and he's able to communicate the skills and the techniques that are needed to people like to players like Chantz Williams.
They will get after the quarterback, but the first priority will be stopping the run. Miami has to get better in that category compared to a year ago.
You know, part of that reason that they'll be successful in that, Joe, is they work so hard in the offseason on strength and conditioning. They've gotten bigger, gotten stronger. It's built their confidence up, but also they're working live drills one-on-one. Block destruction is what they call it, and that's the offensive line going against the defensive line, double team, single block. So the more you practice it, the better you'll become.
Coach Wright will join us next on our Miami Hurricanes camp report. Happy to have with us on the show defensive ends coach Wright. Coach, great to have you. Welcome to Miami.
Thank you. Glad to be here. It's a pleasure.
What are your big picture impressions so far of where you are in training camp?
Well, right now, we're in a process of continuing to progress. It's a day-by-day process, and every day our guys are being pushed. We are pushing them as hard as we can, making that thing like it's going to be in a game. We're playing fast. We're trying to be physical, and we're getting these guys to adapt and adjust to our process, and we're taking it one day at a time. And at the end of the day, these guys are responding, and we just got to continue to keep these guys moving and keep these guys' heads focused on what we got to do day after day.
I was going to pick up on that. The way you are pushing them, how are they responding?
These guys are responding really well. Of course, when you're playing ball, it gets hot, and especially when you're up front, you're banging all the time. Your body starts getting achy and sore. You're tired. And the biggest deal is it's all mental. You got to be mentally tough to play this game. You're not going to feel like doing it every single day. And that's where we come in. We got to push these guys. And then our leaders got to be guys that push and echo what we're saying as coaches. And they respond. They allow us to be pushed. There are times that we got to run out there with them and pick them up and keep their mind right. But they have responded really well.
You have some guys at defensive end that have been in the program for a while, Jafari Harvey, Chantz Williams. Mm-hmm. What kind of impact have they had as veteran players?
Those guys are ready to take the next step. Started in the spring. Jafari really took a step as a leader, and it all started with him pushing his own self. You can't lead unless you're leading yourself. And then Chantz Williams has been outstanding from spring to now. In the spring, one of the things that I challenged him on for camp is to play hard all the time. Even when you're tired, push yourself. And he's responding well. And those two guys are guys that have led, they're very vocal, and they lead by example as well. So I've been very pleased with those two.
And then you brought in a couple of guys, Mitch Agude, and I wish I had a body like him. Yeah. And then Akeem Mesidor can play a little bit inside, play outside, a really, I think, clever player for you.
100%. Those two guys bring college football playing experience to Miami. Once you played the game, you've been in big stadiums, you've been in those fourth down plays where you got to hang in there and be mentally tough and play your technique and be sound. Those reps are very valuable. So Mitch brings that from UCLA, and Mesidor brings that from West Virginia. They bring credibility. They bring that veteran guy in the room that has been there. And they're like guys that are extensions of their coaches. And it's been great to see those guys. They are very selfless with how they've come in here. They just want to win. They just want to win. They don't care who's in there first. They don't care who gets the credit. They just want to be a part of something special, and that's what they've brought to us so far.
Mesidor was with us last week on the show, and I thought he had a really good line. He said, we have to play well in early downs in order to earn the rights 100%. To rush the passer.
100%. You got to stop the run in football. Got to. If you can't stop the run, you're probably not going to be very good on defense. To stop the run, you have to be disciplined and technique, and you've got to be able to tackle. And that's things that we've been working on this entire camp. And if they can run the ball on you, they're not going to try to throw the ball. So we got to earn the right, like Mesidor said, on third down, and we got to get it to a point to where everyone in the stadium knows that they can't run it. That's when you're really good in the run game, when everybody knows they cannot run the ball. And then that put Coach Steele in a great position to call the game how he wants. And we got to make teams one-dimensional.
You have a veteran coaching staff on the defensive side.
Yeah.
You mentioned Coach Steele, Coach Strong, you had Coach Adai in here as well. And then off the field, you had a guy like Jason Taylor helping out as well.
Yes. Those guys are very valuable to me. I'm a sponge. At the end of the day, I've got to be able to listen and learn when you have guys like that with that kind of credibility in the room. And I've learned so much, and I just want to be a part of something great. And at the end of the day, I want to be who they need me to be. And what they need me to be is my best for those defensive ends and defensive tackles. I got to be able to know what Coach Steele wants of me in this defense, and I'm very familiar with it. I had a chance to play with it. And then Coach Taylor, I mean, my God, I mean, he's somebody that when I was freaking 21 and a rookie coming in the game, he won Defensive Player of the Year. And we have such a great relationship, and it's been phenomenal being out there with him, and he's special. He's special with not only just his talent and his knowledge for the game, but his passion for the kids. The kids get him here every single day. He loves the game, but he loves the kids even more, and that's why it makes it so special to be on this staff.
And finally, as we climb toward that opening game against Bethune on September 3rd, what do you want to see get done in your area?
What I want to see done is, one, we got to watch this film today, and we got to learn from it. And tomorrow when we come in, we got to get it corrected. I know that sounds very simple, but at the end of the day, it's a process. It's a day-by-day process. I don't even care who we're playing in a week or two, because at the end of the day, we got to focus on Miami. And how you do anything is how you do everything, is what we say around here. And how we do is we come in, we respect the process, we watch the film, we get stuff corrected, and we go out there and we execute tomorrow. And then we'll do that process over and over again. And then once we get to game day, the thing is going to be second nature to these guys, and it'll be something that will show up on Saturday. So we just got to finish today, and then tomorrow we got to go back after it again.
Coach, thank you. Welcome to Coral Gables.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's defensive ends coach Rod Wright joining us on our Miami Hurricanes camp report.
To have a truly great career, you need to be with a great company. Now's your chance to go be great at AutoNation. Go to jobs.autonation.com for endless career opportunities. Work at America's largest and most admired automotive retailer that's driving towards $35 million donated to fight cancer. For industry-leading benefits and a great work experience, visit jobs.autonation.com now and go be great.
We'd like to welcome third-year player Chantz Williams to our show today. And Chantz, hadn't had a chance to interview you in quite a while. And give us an update on how's camp been so far?
Camp has been very vigorous. It's a lot of intensity. It's a lot of flying around, running to the ball. It's on Green Tree. You know, Green Tree is hot. That's where legends are made. And I just think camp is – we're all taking the necessary steps to be the team that we want to be. We, of course, still have to make, strides and progress. But I think camp right now has been a step in the right direction. You know,
Chantz, one thing I've noticed is that everybody that's on that field is buying in. Right. Coach Cristobal came in and set his expectations, but everybody's buying in, and that's important.
Yeah. Coach Cristobal is the kind of guy who demands respect, and each one of us are giving it. He's had the plan, he has the layout, and it's worked. He's shown us multiple times how it works. And now everybody's noticing, during the summer we all got bigger, stronger, faster. So we bought into that. So we know he knows what it takes. The proof is in the pudding, honestly. We're all just doing as he asked, exactly as he asked, because the motto that everybody's saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. So we're all just trying to do everything to the best of our abilities.
What you are learning, especially during this training camp, is the South Florida heat. You're a Jacksonville guy, so you understand the heat and humidity. But it's going to pay off in the season being out there 100 plays a day.
Yeah, we like to think of the sun as our advantage. Nobody's going to be used to that, coming here to Hard Rock and playing us. And so right now all we can do is just, when you walk out there, you're like, wow, it's hot. But us, we're just like, thank God. This is what we need. So when we're in the game, it's just a piece of cake.
How do you like playing that defensive end spot? Do you enjoy chasing down the quarterback and getting the sacks? But you also go to deal with the run that people forget.
Right, yes. So the run is very important because you can't get the third down without first and second down. So, I really appreciate playing defensive end, especially here at the University of Miami. That's a tradition that everybody knows about. So being able to play here and underneath Coach Steele, he's a great guy. He has the experience, and he knows what it looks like.
Tackling seems to be improving every day. Part of the reason is you guys are tackling every day.
Right.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah, so Coach Cristobal, when it's tackle, it's live. We got to make sure everybody gets to the ground. But when it's thud, he makes sure that nobody gets hurt. But definitely tackling is improving. It was a very much needed thing we needed to do. It didn't take, a rocket scientist to see that we needed to improve our tackling. And us as players, we knew we needed to sit down and have a discussion and say, listen, we could go over the technique as many times as we want. At the end of the day, we got to get the man on the ground.
Coach talks about the entire intensity of this football team in everything you do. We hit on that briefly. What have you found out about Coach Cristobal and his desire to win?
So Coach Cristobal tells us, the little things, the details, the small details are what kills teams, kills great teams from being good to great. And he tells us all the time that if you attack the little things, how you attack the big things, you'll have success in everything you do. So we just try to tone in because, the little details are easy, but they're easier not to do. But we make sure that we do them because we know what it looks like when you do them.
Chantz, if you were talking to a player that's being recruited by the University of Miami, why would you tell them to come here? What are some of the great things that you've learned here, and why it'd be extra special to be a Hurricane?
Well, I would tell them, for one, nobody works like us. Nobody is going to be doing what we're doing, and I can guarantee that you are going to get better here, you're going to get developed, and you're going to get your money's worth. And I'm also going to say it's Miami. I mean, how do you not want to live in Miami? I mean, come on now. And then I would just say if, you're not the kind of guy who wants to work, that's cool, and maybe Miami just isn't for you. And I would definitely tell a recruit that first day.
Last question. That strength and conditioning, Coach Feld, they put it on you guys. It's as intense in there as it is out on the field.
Yes. During the summer, they made sure we had a lot of shoulder injuries. So they made sure to attack the shoulders, the knees, make sure we strengthen those things in areas. Last year, I guess I'm a kind of brat. Last year, I kind of broke the squat record, and I did 575, and they were telling me I wasn't even squatting to my true potential. And I looked at them, and I was like, what do you mean? And so just this past couple weeks ago, I just hit 635 on a squat and broke the record again. I never thought I could do over 600 pounds, but they definitely take care of you in there, and they're going to make sure they get the maximum effort from you.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. We got two guys that did 700. Is 700 in the books for you at some point?
Listen, if I get there, I think I can get there. If I keep working with them, I'm pretty sure I can get there. I'm pretty positive.
All right, Chance. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the season.
Right. Thank you.
We're all button pushers, double tappers, swipers, and now used car buyers. Go to AutoNation.com today. You'll see thousands of one-price pre-owned vehicles online right now. All your favorite makes and models, all quality inspected, all priced to sell with no hassles. Plus, we'll even pay top dollar for your car. Go to the AutoNation store near you or AutoNation.com. What drives you drives us. AutoNation.
Really good to talk about the defensive end play. We've seen Ed Ogeron out here a little bit. He used to say if you had a defensive end who was a werewolf on wheels, you'd be in pretty good shape. Hurricanes have a couple of werewolves at defensive end.
That they do, Joe, and it helps to have a couple more of them playing defensive tackle.
Yeah.
So this whole defensive front has improved tremendously for Miami. You like the way that they're executing as a unit. Part of the reason you can see that they're doing so much better is the linebacker play has improved as well.
Okay, Miami and Bethune-Cookman, September 3rd, getting closer to that opening day. Get your tickets at hurricanesports.com. For Don Bailey Jr., I'm Joe Zagacki. Thanks for joining us on our Hurricanes Camp Report.